Hey guys, this is Waleed. I'm here at Jones Coffee here in Pasadena, and just taking a little break, and I wanted to do a quick video because I'm getting a lot of questions with the market and everything that's happened since the election. So let's get into it. So I think that not only, of course, the election being the biggest surprise and the outcome of the election, but it's really the reaction in the market with respect to rates. And so our interest rates are, of course, loosely followed and tied in with the 10-year Treasury note. So the 10-year spiked. We moved about 45 basis points, and so really, without getting too technical, the main reason why we got the big spike is due to the possibility of inflation. And now, with the thought of inflation, the Feds are going to be, of course, pressured to raise interest rates. And so, as a result, the 10-year moved 40 basis points. What that meant to us as a consumer is that rates pre-election moved almost 0.5% in a couple days, which is unheard of. You took now 11 months of slow deterioration in the market and you wiped it out in less than 4 or 5 days. Crazy. So I think people that were pre-approved, and especially with like my clients who were pre-approved per pre-election, is you really have to reassess those financials. When you are qualified, let's say hypothetically at an interest rate of 3.75, and now, as of today, if the average rate's 4.25, that's a whole different price point. It's a different payment. It could be a different qualification. If you're tight on your debt ratios at 3.75, I could tell you have issues at 4.25. And it's just a great way to kind of revisit. So I think every single person should look at their pre-approval and go back and redo those numbers, and make sure that, number one, they can still qualify, and two, that they're still comfortable from those payments. And if they need to, they have to adjust it with maybe a lower down payment, or a higher down payment actually, or a lower sales price. But I want to be scared with what happened, but I would reassess the pre-approvals. So, I get this. I think this is the big question is, do we wait, and what's going to happen with the market and interest rates? I could tell you that the interest rates being under 4% was a very small window. I think it was probably 6 or 7 months we're actually under 4%. But that's what people remember. That's when it's that sticker shock. You mean that car that I was looking at on Monday is now a little more expensive? Well, the reality is interest rates are still low. I started the business in 2002, and we were selling rates 6.5%. So for a rate to be at 4.25 or 4%, we are still lower than we were last year this time. So in my opinion, it's still a great time. It's still a great time to get into it. Your purchasing power is still very great, but I think if people wait, what can happen is now, as rates do rise, because inflation will cause the Feds to raise the interest rates. It's a given. That now your purchasing power changes and your buying power changes, and so the payments move. So I would react now. I wouldn't wait. We're in a hot market. There's especially here in Southern California, the lack of inventory is still very low. I think it's a great time to be in the market and to be in real estate. You still, if you're a renter paying a high rent, it's still much better to own than rent. And until that changes, I wouldn't be sitting on the sidelines. Thanks for hanging out with me. Again, if you are in the Pasadena area, you've got to check out Jones Coffee, one of the best. And of course, if there's any financing questions, I'm always available. Just reach out, and I will see you soon.